Hey everyone, this is Amy from the Hobby Homestead. Today I'm joined by my wonderful wife Kim, who does all the building. I couldn't grow anything if it weren't for all of her garden infrastructure. So it's a special treat today. She's going to show us how she's going to do a frame for a row cover on our SproutBox raised bed.
Hi.
We're going to do a little experiment on our SproutBox raised bed right now. For the fall garden, we're going to cover it with plastic. SproutBox raised beds, I've seen people put hoops across the beds, but we want something that's going to hold the weight of the snow in the winter. And so I'm just kind of afraid that if we just put a few hoops across, the snow is going to bring it down. It's going to collapse. So my wife has this rivet gun that was actually supposed to be a Christmas present that we dug out a little bit early. And we're going to put some holes on the edge of the sprout boxes with the rivets, and then that will be a place to connect an anchor where we can put some conduit tubing and it'll hold it sturdy. I think it's going to make it a lot more sturdy. It's what we did in the other raised beds, which I can go and show. We haven't tried this yet. This is all new in the SproutBox beds, so we'll see how it works. We attached these right here in our raised beds, and then the conduit slides through those and it just keeps them really sturdy. If you don't have that and you just put hoops like this in the ground, you either need some sort of support along the top, like a cross bracing, and then something to keep it taut out the sides. At our past place we put rebar into the ground and then slid conduit over the rebar. We'd need a lot of rebar for a garden on this scale, and so that's not the route we're going to take. Instead, we secured them with these handy little clip things. So let's head on over to the SproutBox bed and see if we can make it work on that. What are we doing?
So it has to go on the side that's going into the bed, otherwise you'd have interference, so it's got to go here. But I'll mark it on this side because I'm going to drill through from this side.
What do you mean interference?
Well, if I put it on one of these, like the next one down, it's gonna...
Oh, I see what you mean, because these beds have the wavy look.
And then so you gotta put this through. Now I'm using a bigger clamp just because I don't want, it doesn't need to be like impossible to pull in and out.
Yeah.
But I'm marking it from this side.
Is that a special drill bit?
No. Well, I mean, the drill bits that you typically get can go through metal or wood.
I didn't know that.
I guess you can get wood only, but most drill bits these days you get are dual purpose. So
yeah, no guarantees on creating rust points or anything in the raised beds.
So then I'm just pushing the rivet through the hole that I just drilled, like this, and then I'm putting my clip in. I'm putting a washer because that hole is too large for the rivet.
Right.
So I've got some washers I took off our old chicken coop that are nice and rusty but still useful that I'm going to use.
It's a nice Christmas present you got there.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's happening with this technology.
I'll show you when I...
Rivet gun 101.
So as I keep tightening it, it keeps pulling it. There we go. How a rivet works is you put this through, this gun pulls the pin out, and then it takes this ball through this shaft, and as the ball goes through the shaft, it pinches the metal.
Oh,
There we go.
nifty. So these hoops, this is a 5-foot bed, 5 by 5. So these hoops are spaced about 2.5 feet apart. Awesome. Thank you. She's agreeing to be in more videos, but she doesn't realize that that means I'm going to follow her around with the camera with everything she tries to do. It's going to take away a lot of the joy from your projects. Check out this raised bed. This is the tar side. We haven't put it in yet because I haven't been available to help. This is the cross brace for the top of the beds. We're cutting it to the proper length. Oh, we gotta deal with the hamster cage. Sometimes I don't see things until I see them through the camera. So one of the challenges you can run into when you're making a frame to drape plastic over to cover a bed is that plastic rips, especially when it's cold, it gets more brittle. And so you want to avoid any sharp edges on the frame that's holding your bed up. And you can put like an old pop bottle if you have something like that, an old plastic bottle, or like a tennis ball with a slit cut in it. You can pop that onto the end of any like stakes or pieces of wood that are that could be a pointy end. What we're gonna do is just miter the edge. This is the support piece going along the top, so the conduit will go through there, and then the plastic is going to be draped over here. So we're just mitering it to make it a smoother edge so that it doesn't rip the plastic. Okay, this is classic Amy versus Kim. Kim has the perfect tool for every job, like the rivet gun that she dug out of her soon-to-be Christmas gift so that she could do this project. And I am about to cut plastic with pruning shears. Got these little clips. I think we just got these on Amazon a couple years ago, and they fit right over the conduit. So you put the pipe, the conduit, and then the plastic over it, and then this clips onto the plastic. There are lots of different ways to cover your beds for winter if you have greens or brassicas or anything like that still growing in your gardens and you want them to overwinter and you get very cold winters that are well below freezing for extended periods. You can cover them. You can cover them with frost fabric. Sometimes that's enough, but a nice layer of greenhouse plastic goes a long way to keep things going strong, to keep things from getting too damaged when it gets really freezing out. Just remember, when they're a cold tolerant plant, to lift the sides of your cover when it's really sunny out. Even if it's like 0 degrees Celsius freezing out, if it's a really sunny day, the sun can heat up in there really fast, and you want your plants acclimated to the cold. So we're gonna cover it for tonight just to keep everything happy and growing, and then first thing in the morning I'm gonna lift up the plastic and keep it open again for however long it takes to get really cold temperatures here again. I also really need to cover some of the beds in the main garden because I have some broccoli that's trying to start. I wasn't sure this was going to actually form a head in time, but it's trying really hard. You know what, it might be cauliflower. Might be cauliflower, I don't know. It's trying, and we've got kohlrabi and some other smaller broccolis or cauliflowers. I'm not sure they'll do anything, to be honest, but we're going to cover them with plastic just in case. Our problem this time of year is not necessarily the cold, but it's the lack of strong sunlight. This is a good example if you don't have a cross brace on your row cover or your tunnel. So here I just have some hoops, but there's nothing across the top. When you get snow on this, it ends up going like this and sinking in. Even heavy rains can do that. So I don't think this is going to be an all winter cover, I think it's just going to be on here until these chilies and cauliflowers form heads, which should be soon. I'm going to have to order some more clips, I think, because I have a couple more beds to do. I've got this bed here is carrots and beets and Swiss chard. It's gonna be fine in a -3 night. Same with this bed. This is turnips and beets and a couple cauliflower or broccoli on the end. I didn't label anything, so I don't know. This is where this broccoli's at, or cauliflower. It's trying to do something in there. So I want to give it a chance. Anyway, that's all we're gonna get done, I think, at this point. 2 beds are covered. A couple more have to get covered still, including this one here. It's maybe time to pick some of these radishes. It's a nice English breakfast radish. Somebody did a taste test out here in the garden. And here too, some nice fall radishes. All right, thanks for joining us as we covered some of our gardens and did a little experiment with our SproutBox raised bed to see if we can put a permanent hoop structure in place. Thanks for joining, and I hope you'll come grow with us.